Hi everyone, and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and overview of the Kingwin Lazer Platinum Series power supply. This is a 550 watt version, and it is the first 80+ Platinum certified power supply that I have come across in my experience. So just to double check, on the 80+ website right over here, which we have, and here are the Kingwin 80+ certified power supplies. Right down here at the bottom we can see the LZP-550. That is the model that we're working with right here. Platinum certification, and here are all the wattage ratings that they have. If you're curious about 80+ in general, you can check it out. The 80+ website will have the full list of specifications for that, so you can go over and see what it actually is. 80+ is an efficiency rating. So for Platinum certification, and let me double check my numbers here, at 50% of the rated load of the power supply, it needs to be 92% efficient. At 20% of the rated load, it needs to be 90% efficient. And at 100% of the rated load of the power supply, it is required to have 89% efficiency. So those are pretty high standards to get that platinum rating. And Kingwin, with the Lazer LZP-550, has managed to achieve that. So we're going to do a quick unboxing here, show you guys what comes with the package, and also to give you a little bit better idea of what this power supply can actually do. So let's quickly run back down our features and specifications while I get out of the box here. It's compliant with ATX 12 volt version 2.2, EPS 12 volt version 2.91, as well as SSI EPS 12 volt 2.92. Here is a attention notice to reassure you that your power supply is not broken if the fan is not spitting. And the reason for that is, which I will get to in just a moment here, they have a hybrid dual voltage automatic switch system, double layer main transformer that they have a patent on. It is rated for 2,000 times on and off. Again, the 80+ platinum rating. They have PCI Express 6-pin power connectors. Anyway, we'll get to all that. Let me show you this little chart that they have here on the back. Right down there. Essentially what this is telling you is that there is some intelligence built into the power supply that, based on the temperature that it is running at, will modify the fan speed and actually turn the fan all the way off. So right here you can see they've listed T1 and T2. So T1 is at about 50 degrees and T2 is about 70 degrees. So if you're less than that T2 line right there, the red, the fan will actually turn off completely, meaning that your computer will be very, very quiet. But also you should be reassured that if your fan's not running, it doesn't necessarily mean that the power supply is broken, just means that it hasn't gotten hot enough to determine that the fan needs to turn on yet. So that's a very nice feature, especially if you want to build a lower power computer that is very quiet. It's great to have that feature. Fanless power supplies are out there as well, but it's nice to know that if it actually does need to kick up and pull some more power from the power supply and heat up a little bit more, it can turn that on and you can still run at a higher wattage. Here is the included manual that they have. It is full color. They listed all of the specifications as well as the included cables. There's some power charts for different power rated for the different cables. There's another diagram there showing you when the fan turns on and off, and some troubleshooting information. So there's your user's guide. Here are 4 thumb screws, which you can use to mount the power supply to your case. I always prefer thumb screws for that. It makes it a lot easier to uninstall if it ever comes to that. Here's our included standard 10 amp 120 volt AC adapter, or AC power cable. And that's pretty much all that's in that box. Here's our power supply. Here is our accessory box. So let's pop this one open first. This is a modular power supply. It is not 100% modular. You can see here on the back there is a small set of cables there that is pre-attached. The remainder of the cables all come in this little carrying pouch. This has a Velcro, which is nice. And let's get this out of its protective bubble wrap and go over the rest of the features, plugs, etc. All right, there on the bottom you can see the 140 millimeter cooling fan, and we also have A little protective plastic there that I always like to pull off. So there's 140 millimeter cooling fan. Larger fan can spin a little bit more slowly and it doesn't make quite as much noise, which is nice. Here on the back you can see active PFC labeling as well as our on-off switch and our AC adapter plug right there. On the side you can see, oops, I should flip that, our Lazer Platinum logo, and on the top we have our chart that shows you the different power ratings available from the different rails. This is based on a single 12-volt rail design, 45.5 amps on that single 12-volt rail for a 550 watt power rating overall. Here on the back are our pre-attached cables. Let me loosen these so I can show you guys what those are. Here is our standard motherboard power. We have a 20 plus 4 pin connector. That's pretty standard, 20 pin for most older motherboards, plus 4 right there if you have a newer motherboard that has a 24 pin connection. Here we have two pre-attached PCI Express power cables. This is a single 6 pin, this is a 6 pin cable. This is a 6 plus 2 pin cable. So those are pre-attached for your video card. And here we have our ATX 12 volt or EPS 12 volt connector here for CPU power. It will fit either one, and one of those is included. For the modular cables, you can see here, this uses the Kingwin Crystal Cube connector system, and essentially what they've done is they've made all of the connectors for all of your peripheral power and everything the same type of plug, which means that if you want to add an additional cable, you don't necessarily need to search around to find the exact right plug to plug that into. All the connectors are the same, and that just makes it a little bit easier for expanding the capability. Plugs are pretty simple. They just snap in place just like that. Have a little latch to hold them securely, and you can unplug them. Let's go over the modular cables that are included. Let's see if I can get them organized here. All right. So here's a basic peripheral connection cable. We have two Molex plugs. They do have the little squeeze to disengage function there, which is very nice to have. Molex plugs have a bad habit of sticking. This is a floppy power connector. Also good to have that if you have an older device that uses floppy power. This is a basic serial ATA connector. We have the Crystal Cube connector there and 4 serial ATA power plugs on that cable. Actually another of that exact same cable, 4 serial ATA plugs on that one. So 8 serial ATA plugs total with both of those. And then finally, 3 more Molex plugs on that one. So it looks like all told you can have 6 serial ATA devices plugged in right off the bat. You can have 5 Molex devices plugged in and a single floppy connector. So plenty of plugs for all your peripherals there, floppy drives, optical drives, hard drives, etc. Finally, this device is compatible for SLI or Crossfire if you have some lower power cards that will fit under that 550 watt ceiling. These are 2 additional PCI Express power plugs, 1 6 pin there and 1 more 6 plus 2. So combined with the PCI Express cables that are pre-attached to the power supply, we have 2 6 plus 2 and 2 6 pin PCI Express. That pretty much wraps it up for my first unboxing and overview of a 80 plus platinum certified power supply. This is the Kingwin Lazer Platinum 550 watt by Kingwin. My name is Paul. Thanks a lot for watching today's video, everyone, and we will see you next time on Newegg TV.